Everything around you can be improved. What do I mean by that? Well, see, you might be looking around, you might be feeling pretty uninspired, you might be feeling particularly down in yourself, but you're not realizing kind of what you're looking through and kind of why you're in that state. Now, see, the thing is, I'm Salvatore, a simple 9 to 5 office worker who likes to dress nice, drink espresso, conquer mountains on the bike multiple times and just go up really steep stuff, put his laces, his running shoes on and his laces, tie his laces on his running shoes, and effectively cross the finish line faster than I did before, time and time again. Now, in this video, I'm going to simply show you and explain to you that what you're looking at, or kind of your daily reality, is an opportunity for you to change things and start to make a difference and kind of start to reframe how you see things, which then has a better impact on you. So basically everything around you can change, right? And let me give you an example. So for me, I love to cook. That's another thing about me. I really like to cook good food. In order for me to cook good food, I like to feel that the environment I'm cooking in is clean. When I moved into my house and started cooking, there's a range hood. Now see, the range hood is the area above the stove where you press like a button and there's a fan, and then it like, you know, when you're cooking, to kind of diffuse the steam, the smells, the oil, that stuff. That's kind of the purpose of that, to kind of like induct it out. The thing about my house is it's not like externally like rooted out, if that makes sense. The airflow, it actually just circulates back in. It's got like a filter and this and that. It's got the mesh filter, which most induction fans have, and then it's got a charcoal filter, and then it's kind of just got an outlet where it kind of just gets circulated out the air. It gets kind of like recycled almost, but that, you know, kind of helps to, you know, diffuse the situation. So why on earth am I talking about cooking appliance? Well, we'll get there. So when I moved in, I decided to have a look at some stuff and decide, well, let's kind of get a bit of cleaning going on. Let's see what things look like. But to my horror, when I kind of looked underneath the mesh, not only was the mesh kind of quite oily already, so it's kind of like a telltale sign that things weren't going to look great. Looking like inside of it, I saw like solidified, like spice stained oil, like that, just like solidified like orange colored oil, which is like indicative of spices and stuff. And it was just like, it was disgusting. I tried to clean it, but it was literally impossible, or like required some serious elbow grease that I did not have in me. And then even if I did fix that, like the metal filters were completely gone. So I was like, you know what, stuff it, I'm just gonna buy a brand new one. So I did my research, bought a brand new one. I, you know, kind of investigated it, kind of, you know, like in school, you know, project. I investigated kind of, well, let's get the best thing that we can sort of get in there, such that it can really make a difference and kind of help to facilitate that the area is clean and as hygienic as we can get it. So I got like instead of one fan, I got 2 fans, and I was like really happy. Like there's 2 like charcoal filters now. So I was like, yes, score. And it just looks so much better when it was in. And I was like really proud of it. I was like, oh, look at this like filter, and people would come over, like, look how great it looks. Like, it sounds really stupid, but like the point of that is it was something that I took responsibility for, and I kind of looked around, and instead of being like, oh, that's so disgusting, like, why not just fix it? And now I actually like keep it clean. Like, for example, like I don't have a dishwasher, so I actually have to take the metal things off, put them in my laundry trough, boiling water, a bit of bicarb soda, and maybe I think a little bit either more hot water or vinegar, and kind of just like scrub it, and that kind of gets all the oil off that. So that keeps that clean, right? It's like a little mini dishwasher hack. And then put that in the laundry room, no, on my clothes rack with the dehumidifier on, or in the area with the dehumidifier to dry that out, and then boom, put that back on. But then also, when I cleaned it another time the other day, I realized that the charcoal was starting to look not its best. So I'm like, I really should order some more parts. And I was thinking about it, like, I really should order them. And then yesterday I went on the internet and I saw that I found out the exact model I needed, because I kind of threw away the box, silly me. So I figured out the exact model I needed, realized that what I wanted was on sale. So I got two packs, two pack. So I had like four. So I'm gonna replace my current set when it comes in, and then I'm gonna have another spare set ready to rock and roll, in time, and I'll keep my eye on that. Which just again makes me feel that like now I know that it's just a clean area and it's just gonna go really, just gives me that confidence when I'm cooking to know that like everything's as hygienic as we can get it, and it just really helps to make the space feel a lot like just, I don't know, just a lot more cooler. And that's kind of like the thing, you look around. And then I looked around that same night and thought, oh, I really need to replace the filter on my filtered water, like, because I've got like filtered water tap, right? So now I'm like, okay, well, I need to get on top of that. That's my next thing. So again, like quality of water, you want to be drinking good quality water because I go through a lot of water. That's important. Body's 80 or whatever, a high percentage of water. So we need to keep on top of this. So just kind of having that, the point of what I'm trying to say, everything around you can change for the better, and like it's all an opportunity for this growth and development, is that one thing leads to another. The new range hood meant to cleaning the range hood more often, led to replacing the charcoal filters and being attentive to that, meant that I'm able to understand kind of how to keep a cooking space clean, like at a much higher level of standard than like a lot of other people would be able to think about. So then when it comes to like designing like new place, like with my girlfriend, and kind of like having that ability to think of what we want in the kitchen, I've kind of already thought about like the idea of like induction and kind of the induction fan, and kind of like what's the best way to like be on top of this. And then when I do move into that and create that for us, having a like a fan and cleaning it and making sure it's like really good and up to standard, like it's stupid, but it's something to be like proud of. And just it's like excellence in everything really, or trying to be across as much as you can. Like what you see, what's in your environment, everything around you can change, right? So I'll give you that example of how that was something really cool that I was able to like do and then like change for the better. And I'll give another example actually of how I realized that the other day as well. So the thing is, I've got what I purchased, a portable air conditioner for one of my housemates, and basically in the summer that was used to keep his room much cooler because he didn't have an aircon. So that was kind of like his little aircon. The point about having a portable air conditioner was that was also a dehumidifier. But when I tried to use it in dehumidifier, it wasn't really working. So then I got up the instruction manual, looked at it in detail, figured out that to have it dehumidify, I needed to attach unplug a certain outlet and then have a little hose connected to that outlet and put into like a bucket where it collects water. So that actually would then drain out the water that's in the clothes in the drying room. And it was so quick at doing so. Again, it just made me feel like, damn, we crushed this. Basically cut the clothes drying time in half because I've got another dehumidifier, but it's not the same level of like dehumidification or whatever, such that it was able to kind of like mean that for all of us now in the place, because there's now three of us, me and two housemates, basically have a really good like efficient way for us to all dry our clothes and kind of all share the idea of laundry and kind of having that space clean and kind of everything put away so people can use their stuff. You get the idea, right? So you kind of don't have to spend days and days waiting for your clothes to dry with nothing on. And also, again, having a dehumidifier helps protect the house because then the water doesn't go into the ceiling and moisture and all that stuff, and then you have mold and all this crap. So like you see how something as simple as this and kind of being on top of these little things just helps to build and help you think more about either the long term or kind of how it's important to cultivate your space in such a way. And I'll give another really, really good example of how this really manifested in a way that I kind of knew what I wanted. Two more examples. One example is such that, okay, so for me, like I have quite an organized like wardrobe, and I knew that something was kind of missing. So on my wardrobe, I've like one of my sections, I've got like three sections. In the far left section, there is, if you can picture, I've got like trousers hanging, I've got work shirts, I've got suits, I've got like, that's my formal kind of like my work outfit, my corporate vibe going on. And kind of below that, I had a bunch of boxes that weren't really serving much of a purpose and some clothes like folded on there wasn't really great. So I was always looking at that like, this isn't fantastic. But what I knew in my mind, what I would rather would have a 3-tier dresser drawer that would basically come to this height, I think. And it would be good because it would leave enough gap for the trousers to drape, the shirts to drape, so to the suits. And then also in that gap, this much gap basically, allow me to put like my perfumes, my watches, and all this stuff that like, in setting up for the day or what to wear, like it's all there. It looked really, like it frames it and looks really cool. Now this sounds stupid if you think about it, because I mean, for one, I kept an eye out for when it was on sale. So I got what I wanted when it was on sale. So that was like boom, ka-ching, because I knew what I wanted. But the other thing was that because I knew what I wanted and what I was envisioning, when that actually happened, or the realization of it, it's really powerful. Because see, the thing is, you might be thinking this is silly, but if you've kind of got like a daily routine, Monday to Friday, where you work and you take your clothes out from there, and you get dressed, or you pack it for your backpack, right? Having a system like that where it's all in one place and it's all organized and it looks really, really impressive, just gives you that level of confidence that you've set up that in such a way that you can really conquer anything, because you've kind of thought about what's the best way to conquer the routine and kind of set things up for yourself that you can be really, really proud of. Which is why kind of when it came together, I was super happy. Let's give another example, which I can kudos my girlfriend for, where she basically, I acknowledged that I've got 2 bathrooms in the house where the toilet is, and they're not particularly big spaces. So there's not really a lot of space therefore to put like toilet paper rolls and kind of like, an air room diffuser, like a spray. So it doesn't really look that fantastic with the rolls just being on top of the toilet flusher head thing. Like it looks okay. It's like, as a guy, people be like, oh yeah, that's okay because it's a guy. But like thinking about it more, it wasn't really that great. So she sent this thing where like, it's kind of like this like cupboard that kind of sits above, like it's like also it's on stilts. So it's like an insert and it sits above the toilet, and you can kind of put toilet paper rolls, you can put diffusers, you can put sprays, you can put like wet wipes in there, and you can have like a plant hanging on the top that like drapes down. And like, cause this was white, this unit, like we could spray paint it or paint it like a really nice, like muted, like either like green, a nice blue, kind of like something that would really fit in with the scheme of kind of like just looking really nice. And then we could also have one downstairs. So then everything's kind of like put in there. So we would free up the linen closet from having toilet paper rolls in it. So you got more space there. But then you'd also have the idea that every time you go into the toilet, it's kind of like, it's framed in, it almost like is a hotel almost, where it's like framed in such a way that everything's there and kind of like it's more of a chill space. And like, it sounds ridiculous, but like, if I like wanted to in the shelf, I could like put because I used to read like a lot of like Naruto, and I've still got my Naruto manga. Like we put like a manga in there or something if I wanted to like read one on the toilet, which sounds probably not hygienic. But the point is, because there's that cabinet in there, like it allows for that opportunity, and it actually looks nice because it's closed and it's all uniform and dust. It's easy to clean. So that's kind of like how, again, everything in your environment. So stepping into that toilet, you're no longer like, oh, there's a toilet paper roll in there. I mean, yeah, it's stacked up in a pyramid, but like, like a 5-year-old, 10-year-old kid could have figured that out. But like this, getting this, thing for that, like so much clever, so much more thoughtful, like, oh, that's such a great idea. Like, you see what I mean? Like that's taking it that step up and realizing what would really better the place to, leverage, that situation of, using things in that daily reality. And there are so many examples I could give, but the point about that I'm trying to get for you is like, often to start, it's really difficult when you're trying to conquer a mountain or conquer anything. It will seem like really difficult. But the point is, if you look around at your space and realize something even small to fix, it will often lead you on the path to fixing something else. And the path will then start to illuminate, and then you'll start to progress up that path. And before you realize that you've conquered a mountain, by simply doing these little things and stacking them in a cumulative fashion, but by just and the snowball effect of just doing one good thing and then just keep building that, making your bed in the morning, like these things will then result in you conquering mountains and conquering life, right? So thank you so much for joining, and yeah, really appreciate it. Conquer mountains, conquer life.